Enter here. I do love a good stuffing.
Motorsport Radio.
Hello everybody and welcome to Motorsport Radio on this, a very special Christmas show where we will be doing a live quiz on the British touring cars. Joining me today will be these lovely two guys, Andy Hopley and Ross McIntyre, where they will be competing to see who is the greatest BTCC fan of all. How you doing, Andy?
I'm alright, Josh. How's it going? Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge because you claim I'm a BTCC expert, but I've got a challenger now.
Yep, and with you, Ross, obviously there'll be a lot of questions where Ross wasn't even born then, but you use that an excuse.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I can't see either me or Andy getting above 50% in this. It's 50 questions of mayhem and torture, and I cannot wait, mate.
Good, yeah, so as Ross said, it is 50 questions over 5 rounds, so make sure you've got your pen and your paper ready. Make sure you've got your phone on airplane mode so no one disrupts you and you're not like Google. And yeah, let's get ready to rumble.
Round 1.
So, question 1. What car dominated the 2000s TCT era? Was it the Vauxhall Astra Coupe, the Peugeot 406 Coupe, or was it the MG ZS? So what car dominated the 2000s TCT era? Was it the Astra Coupe, the 406 Coupe, or was it the MG ZS? Which car was nicknamed the Yellow Banana by Fabrizio Giovanardi in 2008? Was it the Seat Toledo Cupra? Was it the Seat Leon Cupra Petrol? Or was it the Seat Leon Cupra Diesel? So was it the Seat Toledo Cupra, the Seat Leon Cupra Petrol, or was it the Seat Leon Cupra TDI? Question 3. Matt Neal rolled a Mazda Zados 6. True or false? So Matt Neal rolled a Mazda Zados 6. True or false? What car was sponsored by Atomic Kitten in the 2002 season? Love the band, by the way. Was it the BMW 320, the MG ZS, or the Peugeot 306? So what car was sponsored by the brilliant girl band Atomic Kitten in the 2002 season? Is it the BMW 320i, the MG ZS, or the Peugeot 306? What was the first NGTC car in BTCC? Was it the Audi A4, the Toyota Avensis, or the Proton Gen 3? So what was the first NGTC car in BTCC? The Audi A4, the Toyota Avensis, or the Proton Gen 3? What car brought Tim Harvey his first and only BTCC Championship? Was it the 318i Coupe, the 406, or the Rover Vitesse? So what car brought Tim Harvey his first and only British Touring Car Championship? Was it the 318 Coupe, the Peugeot 406, or was it the Rover Vitesse? So question 7. Between 1987 and 1991, which BTCC car won every single race? Was it the Ford Sierra RS500, the Nissan Skyline, or the M3? So between 87 and 91, which BTCC car won every single race? The Sierra RS500, the Skyline, or the M3? In 2011, Andrew Jordan had the NGTC engine inside his car, but what car was he driving? Was it the BMW 320 IS, the Seat Leon, or the Vauxhall Vectra VXR? So in 2011, Andrew Jordan had the new NGTC engine installed in his car, but what car was he driving? Was it the 320 IS, the Seat Leon, or the Vauxhall Vectra VXR? And what were the only two BTCC cars not to be turbocharged in 2011? Was it the Chevrolet Cruze and Seat Leon, the Audi A4 and the BMW 320, or the BMW 320 and the Chevrolet Cruze? So what were the only two cars not to be turbocharged in 2011? The Chevrolet Cruze and Seat Leon, the Audi A4 and 320 IS, or the 320 IS and the Chevrolet Cruze? And the last question for round one, what was controversial about the 1994 BTCC Championship Alfa 155? Did it have a special edition aero? Did it have a more powerful engine? Or did it have a new gearbox? So what was controversial about the 94 BTCC Alfa? Did it have special edition aero, a more powerful engine, or a new gearbox? So how are you getting on at home, guys? Don't forget, you can always take part with a pen and a paper and just catch up when you want. We are now going to run through the questions. This is Motorsport Radio, and I hope you're enjoying this quiz. So, what car dominated the 2000 TCT era? And the answer, of course, is the Vauxhall Astra Coupe, which won every championship in the era.
We all know that the MG was the real best car there. Let's be honest.
Oh, the MG was amazing.
Totally agree with you on that one.
What car was nicknamed the Yellow Banana by Fabrizio Giovanardi in 2008? Now, this was a nasty one, but it was, of course, the Seat Leon Diesel, which he said that I think it was along the lines of he couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah,
now, Matt Hill rolled a Z06. Was that true or false? It was, of course, true. Can you remember the race, Andy?
Yeah, Silverstone. I can't remember exactly which round, but it was Silverstone in 93, I think, if I remember rightly.
I think it was actually 94. He barrel rolled 6 times in that Mazda. So, yeah.
You're out with that. But yeah, I remember it vaguely, but I can't remember the year.
Yeah. So what car was sponsored by Atomic Kitten in the 2002 season? Was it the BMW, the MG, or the Peugeot? Now, we all know, of course, it was MG. Driven by Gareth. I know one of the drivers was Gareth Howe. I can't remember the other driver. Okay. I know one of them it was Turkington, of course it was, yeah. Now, what was the first NGTC car in BTCC? Another tricky one, but it was, of course, the Audi A4. It's the only car that started the season. The other two joined later on in the season. So they're all from the same season, but the Audi started race 1.
Of course.
What car brought Tim Harvey his first and only BTCC Championships? A little bit before your time, Ross, but did you get it right?
Well, I guess I went for the Rover. I was getting strong Rover vibes. So
no, it was he did drive the Rover, but it was, of course, the BMW in '92.
The Rover wasn't BTC regulations, was it?
The Rover was Group A, which was the year beforehand. Between 1987 and 91, which BTCC car won every single race? Now, this is quite an easy one if you really know your BTCC, because it is, of course, the Ford Sierra, because the other two didn't compete.
I wasn't even born then, but I still know the answer.
Yeah, that was part of the Group A class again. In 2011, Andrew Jordan had the new NGTC engine inside his car. But what car was it? That was, of course, the old 888 Vauxhall Vectra. And that very bright, vibrant Pertec livery. So, what were the only two cars not to be turbocharged? In my view, the best season yet of British touring cars. 2011 was amazing. I loved it. But it was, of course, the Chevrolet by Racing Silverline and the West Surrey Racing BMWs. All the rest went with the new engine. The last question, what was controversial about the 1994 BTCC Alfa 155? Now, Andy, do you know this one?
Yeah, it was because it was the special air raw packet they had. Because Alan Gold threw them out at Alton Park, if I remember rightly, in '94.
Yeah, so basically what happened was it was the Alfa 155 Silverstone edition that they used to the race. It was a homologated special available to the public, and the rear wing and front spoiler was available in the boot of the car that you could fit yourself, therefore using the loophole in the regulations. So
Yeah,
how did you do in the first? Yeah, so how did you do in the first round then, Andy?
I got 9 in that one.
And Ross?
I got 5.
Oh, so very close, very close.
There's only been one round. Calm down.
So how have you done at home? Have you beaten Andy to 10? Or have you slightly worse than Ross and feeling slightly embarrassed? But let's see how you do in the next round.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Round 2.
So, question 1. Who has started more BTCC races, Plato or Neil? Or both the same? So who started the more BTCC races? Jason Plato, Matt Neal, or they both have started the same? Who is older, Josh Cook or Ash Sutton? Or are they both the same age? Josh Cook or Ash Sutton, who is older? Or are they both the same age? Who has raced more BTCC championships? David Leslie or Gordon Shedden? So who has participated in more BTCC championships? David Leslie or Gordon Shedden? Or have they both competed in the same amount? Who has won more BTCC championships? Andy or Mike Jordan? Or have they both won the same amount? Who have won more BTCC championships? Andy or his father Mike? Or have they both won the same amount? Who has made more race starts? Matt Jackson or Ollie Jackson? Or have they both made the same amount? So who has made more race starts? Matt Jackson or Ollie Jackson? Or have they both made the same amount? Who has more BTCC race wins? Alain Menu or Yvan Muller? Or have they both had the same amount of race wins? So who has more? Alain Menu or Yvan Muller? Or do they both have the same? Who has more race wins? Fabrizio Giovanardi or Gabriele Tarquini? Do they both have the same amount? Who has more race wins? Fabrizio Giovanardi or Gabriele Tarquini? Or do they both have the same? And who won more races in 2021? Tom Ingram or Jake Hill? Or do they both win the same amount? So who won more races in the 2021 season? Tom Ingram, Jake Hill, or do they both win the same amount? The last few questions, guys. Who has more race starts? Rob Austin or Jack Goff? Who has more race starts? Rob Austin or Jack Goff? Or do they both have the same? And the last one. Who has more race wins? Paul O'Neill or Tim Harvey? Or do they both have the same? So in the battle of the ITV TV crew, who has more race wins? Paul O'Neill or Tim Harvey? Or do they both have the same? So let's see how you got on at home, guys, and we'll see who is still in the lead after this round. So question 1 was who has started more BTCC races, and it is, of course, Matt Neal. Did you get that, guys?
Yeah, easy, mate.
Yeah, that one was a bit of an easy one. So who is older? Ross, who do you think's older?
I think they're same age. I think it's either Cook or they're the same age.
So which one are you going for? You can't go for both.
Oh, we'll go same age.
So you're going for the same, but I think you find the answer actually is...
Oh, it is
Josh
Cook.
Cook. I believe, if I'm right, there's 4 years difference between them.
Oh, is it? Cook's quite old, jeez. It's looking good for his age.
Cook's 30, I think was 27. So who's raced more BTCC championships, Leslie or Shedden? Now, Andy, do you know this one?
Oh, see, that's a tricky one, but I went for both. Just because.
You got for both? Raced the same amount?
Yeah.
But I think the answer is David Leslie.
Yeah. I did question that one in my head.
We lost the fleet racing driver with David Leslie, who was an amazing racing driver. So who's won more championships, Andy or Mike Jordan? Now, if you know your BTCC, you'll laugh at this because it is pretty easy. But the answer is, of course, Andy Jordan, because Mike Jordan never won one.
No, but he won a race, though.
He used to race. I didn't know this. He used to race in the Group A class of BTCC.
Yeah, in a Peugeot 309 GTI in 1989 rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year I was born, so there you go.
So who has made more race starts of the Jacksons, Matt or Ollie? Now, Ross, which one did you go for?
I think it's Matt, isn't it?
Well, we'll find out, because the answer is, of course, Matt Jackson. Yes, he is. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Doing a lot better in this round is all I'm going to say.
Now, out of the Frenchmen, who has won more BTCC races, Alain Menu or Jovan Muller? And which one did you go for?
I went for Menu because he's been in it a bit longer.
Yeah, pretty good choice. The answer is, of course, they both have won the same amount.
I thought it would have been Menu.
That's what I thought, but then obviously you're counting how many races they've done together and combine it, aren't you?
Don't forget Van Muller had that season in 2002 where he won almost every single one.
That is true, yeah.
So who has more race wins of the Italians, Giovanardi or Tarquini? Who do you think, Ross?
I thought Tarquini, I think.
The answer is, in fact, Giovanardi.
See? Because Tarquini's only had how many?
He only had a few. He only had that one season he did really well in.
Yeah.
So who has won races in 2021, Tom Ingram or Jake Hill? Andy, can you remember how many?
Oh, jeez. My head says that, well, obviously, Tingram won more, but then my heart says both of them because Tingram got one taken away with Donington this season.
Yep, but the answer is Tom Ingram.
Oh, you swine.
And one of the last few then, who has more race starts, Rob Austin or Jack Goff? Both great racing drivers, but Ross, who do you think has had more?
I had no idea, so I just went with Rob Austin on a total guess.
So you went with the Audi driver Rob Austin. Well, the answer is Jack Goff. He has been in the season for a long while. Now, out of the ITV, the last one then, out of the ITV crew, who has more race wins, Paul O'Neill or Tim Harvey? Andy?
I reckon it's Tim Harvey because again, logic says he's been in it longer.
Yeah, it's got to be Tim Harvey.
The answer is, in fact, Tim Harvey. Paul O'Neill hasn't won a race, funny enough.
Yes, he has. He's won 2.
And let me know how you guys feel at home if you've just joined.
Just going to carry on straight through that.
Slipstream all the way back to the start and you continue through, but we are heading on to the next round. Let us know how you did as well. And so we are now heading into the next round.
Round 3.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
So, question 1. What car did Andy Prio make his debut in? So what car did Andy Prio make his British touring car debut in? Was it the Honda Civic Type R, the Vauxhall Astra Coupe, or the Vauxhall Astra Sport Hatch? So what car did Andy Prio make his British touring car debut in? Was it the Honda Civic Type R, the Vauxhall Astra Coupe, and the Vauxhall Astra Sport Hatch? Question 2. What team did Matt Neal debut with? Was it Team Dynamics, Pyramid Motorsport, or JCT 100? So what team did Matt Neal debut with in the British touring cars? Was it Team Dynamics, Pyramid Motorsport, or JCT 100? Who was Aaron Slight's teammate that debuted in a Vauxhall Astra Coupe in 2002? Was it Tom Chilton, Tom Onslow Cole, or Jovan Muller? In 2002, who was Aaron Slight's teammate that debuted in the Vauxhall Astra Coupe? Was it Tom Chilton, Tom Onslow Cole, or Jovan Muller? In what year did Will Hoy debut in BTCC? Was it 1987, 1990? I can't see the last one.
It's 87, 86, or 88.
That's it. In what year did Will Hoy debut in BTCC? 1987, 1986, or 1988? In what year did Will Hoy debut in BTCC? 1987, 1986, or 1988? In what car did both Matt Jackson and Gordon Shedden debut in the British touring cars in? Was it the 306, the Ford Focus, or the Honda Accord? In what car did both Matt Jackson and Gordon Shedden debut in the British touring cars? The 306, the Ford Focus, or the Honda Accord? What team did Frank Raffle debut with in the British touring cars? Was it the Dynajet Toyota, the Speedworks Toyota, or West Surrey Racing? What team did Frank Raffle debut in the BTCC? Was it Dynajet Toyota, Speedworks Toyota, or West Surrey Racing? Team RAC joined forces with WSR in what season? Was it 2004, 2005, or 2006? Team RAC joined forces with WSR in what season? 2004, 2005, or 2006? Paul Radishich joined which team in 1993 for his debut? Was it Team Mondeo, Vauxhall Sport, or Renault Dealer Racing? Excuse me. Paul Radishich joined which team in 1993 for his debut? Was it Team Mondeo, Vauxhall Sport, or Renault Team Racing? Renault Dealer Racing, sorry. Tom Ingram debuted in what year? 2011, 2013, 2014? Tom Ingram debuted in what year? 2011, 2013, or 2014? The last one. What year was the inaugural championship, which later became the BTCC? Was it 55, 58, or 59? Excuse me. What year was the inaugural championship, which became the BTCC? 55, 58, or 59? So now let's see how you guys got on.
Hopefully better.
So here we go then. Question 1. Andy Priu, what car did he make his debut in, Andy?
Sports Elastic Coupe, because I remember being at that round after Phil Bennett got banned because of getting too many licence points.
It was indeed the Vauxhall Astra Coupe in 2001. Question 2. What team did Matt Neal debut with? I must admit, I didn't even know this one. Ross?
It's a great question, Josh. I've just randomly chosen Dynamics. It's just Dynamics, isn't it?
The answer is, in fact, Pyramid Motorsport in the BMW 3 Series.
See, I can embarrass myself all I want, but I've been delivered my Christmas beans on toast. Andy's got his Christmas pint of Guinness. I've got my Christmas beans on toast, so I'm not complaining really.
Exactly. Who was Aaron Slight's teammate debuted in the Vauxhall, Andy?
Tom Chilton. He was only 17 as well.
It was. Tom Chilton didn't actually pass his driving test until halfway through that season. So he started racing in the Astra before he could drive to the racetrack. Now, what year did Will Hoy debut in British touring cars? Was it 87, 86 or 88? Now, Ross, can you remember that far back?
No, because I was still very firmly not born by a good 16 years. I think it was 88 though.
Let's find out. The answer was, in fact, 87.
You're 1 year old. Look at that.
In what car did Matt Jackson and Gordon Shedden debut in the British Touring Car Championship, Andy?
Ford Focus, of course. 2001 in the production cast.
It was indeed. If I'm right, they were both the same team as well, weren't they?
No, they were both different. No? They were both different teams.
Different teams.
Because Gareth Howell was teamed up with Matt Jackson in the yellow one.
That was it, yeah.
Gordon Shedden only made the one-off appearance at Knockhill.
In the blue one?
Yep, blue and white one, yep.
Now, what team did Frank Raffle debut with in BTCC? Ross, bit nearer your time.
I think it was Dynojet. Probably wrong, but again, bit of a guess, that one.
It was indeed Dynojet, who
Bang.
From Ginetta.
Bang.
Now, Team RAC joined forces with WSR, but in what season was this, Andy?
2006.
The answer was indeed yes, 2006 in the MG the last season with the MG. Paul Radicic joined which team in 1993 for his debut? Ross, can you remember that far back?
No, because I wasn't born by 11 years. Again, total guess. I went with Dealer Racing, Renault.
It was very close, but it was indeed the Team Mondeo. It was in the Ford Mondeos that he became famous for.
Would make sense, to be fair.
And the last question. Now, Tom Ingram debuted in what year? Well, actually, no, penultimate question, sorry, yeah. Tom Ingram debuted in what year, Andy?
2014. So I think 2013 he was actually in the Ginetta GT4, what's known as GT4 Super Cup. That's what my head says.
It was the 2014 season with the Speedworks Toyota Avensis. And the last one. Now, what year was the first BTCC Championship, as it became known? It was then, I think, the British Saloon Car Championship.
It was.
Ross, do you remember it well?
Yeah. Just to cast my mind back all those years ago. It was, I want to say 55, but I'm not sure.
It was actually 1958. Only 3 years out.
That's not bad. Could have been worse.
So let's see. How did you go at home? Now, Andy, what score are you at the moment?
In total or with that round?
In total.
I need to add it up.
I've won 17 in total so far out of 30.
So that's you're doing well. You said 50% when before we came on the air, so you're keeping up to that sort of standard.
Exactly. That's the goal. The goal is a big fat 5-0.
24th, if I did it correctly.
Oh, so very, very close. Just a couple of questions in it. How did you get on at home? Of course, let us know on the social media networks, put it in the live chat. What score are you up to after round 3? But if you've just joined us, of course, this is Motorsport Radio, big BTCC quiz. And it is nearly Christmas, of course, hence the Christmas festivities. And if you just joined, skip the stream straight back to the start, see some more of my face, and do the quiz. You'll enjoy it. But we're going to head into the next...
I just need to nip to the loo, mate.
Alright, so there'll be a few seconds while
Oh, Andy, I cannot believe that.
I know. But it does give us time to discuss some of the news, doesn't it, Ross?
That is true. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to discuss what's happened today.
Winning Motorbase. Who would have seen that? Who would have seen Ash Sutton going back to front-wheel drive where it all started? I mean, this is a huge, huge signing for Motorbase, who, of course, signed Kamish as well. So you've got Dan Kamish, who took a year out to go back to Porsches, and Ash Sutton as well as the Ollie Jackson as well. So Ford have got quite a formidable team. I think this will be good. It'll be a good year next year.
Oh well, I put a tweet up earlier that I think just simply said if the rest of the field aren't scared, they should be, because Kamish and Sutton in the same team, that is an incredible lineup. When you've got the current, reigning champion, one of the guys who's already being christened as one of the greatest to ever step foot in a British touring car, and Dan Kamish, who is just phenomenally quick. That is going to be one hell of a team out on track. I can't wait to see what they're going to do next season. It
is, isn't it? And Andy, do a quick word on that. Sutton's joining Motorbase?
Yeah, it's going to be really epic, and it's probably going to be a force to be reckoned for.
It will be indeed. But now back to the important stuff: the competition tonight between who
needs next season. It's all about the quiz tonight, mate.
Exactly. That's how it is. So, when we're ready, let's go.
Round 4.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
Right, so question 1. I name the years, you name the champion. So 2001 and 2010. Was that Plato, Neil, or Turkington? 2001, 2010. Plato, Neil, or Turkington? So again, I name the years, you name the champion. 2005, 2006 and 2011. Matt Neal, Tom Chilton or Giovinardi? 2005, 2006 and 2011. Matt Neal, Tom Chilton or Giovinardi? 2012, 2015 or 2016. Shedden, Chilton or Neal? 2012, 15 or 16. Shedden, Chilton or Neal? So Group C class, 1989 win, and 1991 touring cars outright win. Was that Cleland, Hoy or Jerry Marshall? So a Group C class 89 win and 1991 BTCC win. Was that Cleland, Hoy or Marshall? 2002 and 2004. Now, was that Ivan Muller, James Thompson, or was it Andy Prio? 2002 and 2004. Was that Ivan Muller, James Thompson, and Andy Prio? 2017, 2020, and 2021. Was that Ash Sutton, Cook, or Turkington?
I wonder who that one was.
2020 or 2021, Ash Sutton, Josh Cook or Colin Turkington? Now, 2009, 2014, 2018 and 2019 was that Colin Turkington, Fabrizio Giovanardi or Matt Jackson? 2009, 2014, 2018 and 2019 was that Colin Turkington, Giovanardi or was it Matt Jackson? 1997 and 2000 was that Alain Menu, Will Hoy or Paul Radicic? 1997 and 2000 Alain Menu, Will Hoy or Paul Radicic? Last few questions then. 2007 and 2008 was that Ivan Muller, Fabrizio Giovanardi or Rob Collard? 2007 and 2008 was that Ivan Muller, Fabrizio Giovanardi and Rob Collard? The last question. 2003 was that Aaron Slight, Tim Harvey or Ivan Muller? 2003 was it Aaron Slight, Tim Harvey or Ivan Muller? So let's see how you got on at home, guys. So question 1 of round 4. 2001-2010, Ross?
That was Plato, I think.
It was indeed, in the Astra Coupe in atrocious conditions at Brands Hatch when he won it, and slightly better conditions in 2010 in the Chevy Cruze. 2005, 2006 and 2011 was, Andy?
Matt Hill, of course.
It was indeed in the Vauxhalls, and then 2011 in the Honda Civic, driven by Team Dynamics.
You know, 2005 and 2006 were actually in the DC5 Integra.
They were indeed, yeah, sorry about that, yeah.
Come on, as host of this quiz, Josh, that is really, really poor from you.
Luckily, I've got the expert in her hand. 2012, 2015 and 2016, that was Ross.
Let me shed him.
It was Flash indeed, yes. Flash Gordon. Group C class in 1989 and 1991 BTCC. Andy, that was?
It's Will Hoy, of course.
It was indeed Will Hoy, yes. Oh, what's the answer on the spreadsheet?
Our producer's proving people wrong. Drop to Google it. Hang on, I'm Googling it. Slow down. It was, according to, if we come to championship results, it was Will Hoy. Clellan was second.
Great. Yeah, there we go. See? Amateur quizmaster, I got it wrong. It was Will Hoy.
That's one job.
2002 and 2004 was...
It was Andy Prio, wasn't it?
It was not.
Oh, was it Muller?
It was indeed James Thompson.
Oh, it's James Thompson. Oh. Sorry,
2017, 2020 and 2021. Andy, this is a difficult one.
It's really difficult. We just talked about it. It was done over the Nash Sutton, of course.
Of course it was. A 3-time champion. Can he make it 3 on the bounce, though? That's the question.
He's got a front-wheel drive Ford to do it in. Let's find out.
See.
2009, 2014, 2018 and 2019 was Ross.
That was, of course, Fabrizio Giovanardi. No, it's Colin Turkington.
It was, yes. Or can Colin take it away and go 5-time champion? That's the question, isn't it?
Well, you know, got Camish and Sutton in the same car. It's quite a lineup.
1997 and 2000 was Andy.
It was Alain Menu.
It was Alain Menu. In the Super Touring era.
One was a Renault, one was a Ford Mondeo.
It was. 2007 and 2008 was Ross.
Was it? I can't even read my own handwriting. I think that says Collard, but It's probably wrong anyway, isn't it?
It wasn't Collard, no.
No.
It's Fabrizio Giovanardi.
I think I might have panicked on that one. I just put down the first one I saw.
The last question, 2003, the champion for that year was Andy.
Ivan Muller, and it's the only title to date that it's ever got in BTCC.
Is indeed, yes, in the Vauxhall, in the last outing for the Astra Coupe.
After a lot of politics.
Yes. So, what are the points going into the final round then, Andy?
I've got 34 now.
34. So you've already passed the 50% mark. Ross, are you there yet?
I've got 23, so Andy's actually already won because I can't catch him now. But we can still aim for 50%. It's only 2 away.
Exactly.
But Andy has won, unless my maths is broken my brain again.
So, let me know what you got at home, guys, on social media, and of course. And we are heading to the final round. I think you've had enough British touring cars now. So let's head to the other major touring car championships around the world. World Touring Cars and DTM.
Round 5.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
Question 1. What year did WTCC turn to TCR homologation? Was it 2017, 2018 or 2019? What year did the World Touring Car Championship turn to TCR homologation? Was it 2017, 2018 or 2019? Since 2000, who has been the most successful DTM driver with 4 championships? Is it Timo Scheider, Bernd Schneider or Pascal Wehrlein? Since 2000, who has been the most successful DTM driver with 4 championships? Was it Timo Scheider, Bernd Schneider or Pascal Wehrlein? What was the most successful S2000 World Touring Car team? Was it Chevrolet, Seat or Citroën? What was the most successful S2000 WTCC team? Was it Chevrolet, Seat or Citroën? Including 2021, what is the most successful DTM manufacturer? Is it Mercedes, Audi or BMW? Including 2021, what is the most successful DTM manufacturer? Mercedes, Audi or BMW? What was the last World Touring car to win a championship before it turned to TCR? Was it the Volvo S60, the Citroën C Elise or the Honda Civic? What was the last World Touring car to win a championship before it became the TCR Championship? Was it S60 Volvo, the Citroën C Elise or the Honda Civic? Who won the last DTM Championship before it became GT3? Was it Audi, BMW or Mercedes? Who won the last DTM Championship before it became GT3? Is it Audi, BMW or Mercedes? Who was the WTCR champion for 2021? Jean-Carl Varnet, Frederick Vervisch or Jan Erlacher? Who was the WTCR champion for 2021? Was it Jean-Carl Varnet, Frederick Vervisch or Jan Erlacher? Again, my pronunciation is spot on.
I think you did actually get the last one right.
That's the important thing. Now, what does DTM stand for? Is it the Deutsche Touren Masters, the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters, or the Deutschland Tourenwagen Masters? What does DTM stand for? Is it the Deutsche Touren Masters, the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters, or the Deutschland Tourenwagen Masters?
Okay, your pronunciation there was a little bit off, but...
How many different manufacturers have won the WTCR since its inception in 2017? Is it 4, 3 or 2? How many manufacturers have won the WTCR since its inception in 2017? Was it 4, 3 or 2? The last question then. How many manufacturers were represented in the 2021 DTM series? Is it 4, 3 or 6? How many manufacturers were represented in the 2021 DTM series? Is it 4, 3 or 6? Let us know how you got on at home, guys, and we'll run through the questions for that interesting final round. So, what year did WTCC turn to TCR? Was Ross?
It was 2017, and I like the trick question because 2018 was when it became a World Cup. Because it's not a World Championship, it's a World Cup, but 2017 was TCR.
It was indeed, yes.
I like the little trick. I like what you're trying to do there.
Trick there, yes, you did indeed. Since 2000, who has been the most successful DTM driver with 4 championships, Andy?
Well, it's not Timo Scheider, it's not Pascal Wehrlein, it has to be Bernd Schneider.
It was indeed Bernd Schneider, who I grew up watching in his Vodafone Mercedes.
What a driver as well.
Oh, brilliant driver. Who was the most successful S2000 World Touring Car team? Ross.
This one was a total guess, but I went with Seat.
It was Chevrolet.
Oh well.
Including 2021, what is the most successful DTM manufacturer, Andy?
Well, what could be wrong?
The answer is Mercedes. Helped, of course, by Bernd Schneider winning 4. What was the last World Touring car to win a championship before it merged with TCR? Ross, can you remember?
I think it was the Volvo S60.
It was indeed with Bjorg at the wheel. Bjorg, I don't know his name is.
Bjorg.
Swedish fella.
Yeah, that one.
Who won the last DTM championship before it became a GT3? Was it Ross? Was it Andy? Sorry.
Oh, I'm going to say Audi.
The answer was Audi.
It's because everyone else had pulled out by that point.
Yeah.
Who was the WTCR champion for 2021, Ross?
It was Jan Erlacher.
It was indeed Jan Erlacher. Now, what does DTM stand for, Andy? I'm going to make you pronounce them as well.
Well, it's not Deutsche Touring Masters. It's not Deutsche Touring Wagen Masters. It's actually Deutsche Touring Wagen Meisterschaft. To get it actually pronounced.
Yeah, Meisterschaft, yeah.
Are you trying to get me to pronounce it dead on in German?
To be fair, you did a better job than Josh did. It's a little bit of German. That actually wasn't so bad.
I am technically fluent in German because I did German GCSE, so...
You did German GCSE?
So did I, so, you know.
How many different manufacturers have won the WTCR since its inception in 2017, Ross?
Again, total guess, I went with 2.
The answer is, in fact, 2. Thanks to that Chinese manufacturer, whatever it's called. Blue one. That's that one.
Lincoln Co. is to call it.
Yeah. How many manufacturers represented in the 2021 DTM series, Andy?
Hazard a guess, 4 of them.
The answer is, in fact, 6. Because Ferrari, Lambo, McLaren and Porsche are joining the, I think, Mercedes and Audi.
No, because Merc were pulling out, so it was, we had Ferrari, Mercedes, Audi, Lambo, Porsche, and McLaren. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
And it was, they had to, because the Porsche to like BOP it or something, so it was not GT3 really. It was really confusing.
It was a very confusing championship. But let us know how you got on at home, and we'll do the final tiebreaker question for the people at home, because it's not as tight as I hoped on the show. But the bonus question: how many miles is the Bathurst 1000 to the complete mile?
I assume saying it's 1,000 is going to be wrong then, isn't it?
I'm not going to tell you.
I think I do.
I'll tell you straight away.
Hang on, if I get the old brain working, I can probably figure out. I'm not cheating. Sorry, producers in my again. It's 161 laps, and it's like, what, 3 miles around there?
Something like that, yeah.
And it's not it's 1,000 kilometers, isn't it? So we just do the conversion thing.
So the answer.
Hang on. I've not worked it out yet. Give me a second. I'm actually trying to like. I'll tell you where you can go. It is. Is it to the nearest mile? Is it?
The nearest mile.
If we both don't get it, is it closest wins?
Yes.
All right. You can go.
The answer is 621.
I'll put 620.
Oh, what did you get, Andy?
I wouldn't have had a clue. I would have not.
Boom. Can the bonus question award me 20 points? Because that'll give me 52.
Tell you what, the bonus will actually be 18 points.
Yay! Full marks, thank you. I win.
Only joking, that was 1 point.
I'll take a point.
I'm doing what the FIA did.
Changing the rules as you go along.
Exactly. So, who won then? How many do you get total, Andy?
39.
So you got 39, and Ross?
Had a bit of a comeback at the end, came in with 33.
Oh, so it was very close, but Andy is the winner. Let us know who won in your teams at home. Let us know how well you did at home. Did you get into the 40s? Did you get into the 50s? Did you get them all right? In which case, I'll have to make them harder. But yeah, follow us on social media. Follow Motorsport Radio, because I can guarantee you next week there will be another quiz. And then we'll be leading into some very interesting shows heading into the start of the motorsport seasons, which starts very early next year. Bear in mind, the Formula 1 starts in February, the NASCAR starts in January.
Is it actually?
Yeah, Monte Carlo is in January as well. The first NASCAR race is actually in a football stadium.
Yeah, it's in the Coliseum.
It's in the Los Angeles Coliseum. It's going to be amazing.
What?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's on temporary tarmac in around the outside of the Los Angeles Coliseum. It's going to look incredible.
Right.
So, yeah. If you stay tuned with Motorsport Radio, we are going to be discussing some Formula 1 with our lovely Ross McIntyre taking over the reins. And if you don't listen to us beforehand, have a very safe and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye for now.
Santa here. I do love a good stuffing.
Motorsport Radio.